Place, I'm muted. I'm muted. They did it. Valve did the absolute bare minimum. Valve did the fucking bare minimum, and they reverted a change that just should have never happened in the first place. They did the bare by taking a brick that was shoved in our asses unnecessarily and removing it. But they did it nonetheless. Note they had to say, relaxed. They had to relax the restrictions. They relaxed the restrictions. So, it's a little hard to pin down exactly what they did. It's a little hard to pin down exactly what they did. But, using my free-to-play account, if I start the game, this account I'll show it live. I'll show it live to you because I just tested this not 10 minutes ago. I tested this not 10 minutes ago. As you can see, the account is fully free to play. I have not purchased a single thing. This was traded to this account. I've spent no money. No money has been spent. This is a fully free to play account for Team Fortress 2. All of these items, I cannot trade, nor are they marketable. All of these I cannot get out of my fucking inventory, okay? This is a fully free-to-play account. Sorry, we're still at the mercy of the shitty matchmaking system, mind you. We still have to deal with that. That's never getting fixed, but... hey, at least you can talk in the fucking game now. By the way, you want to play the game? You want to be able to talk in the game? Well, you know, you're gonna have to be able to get into a fucking game first. That still isn't fixed. That's a bit of a pressing problem, a much more pressing problem. Hang on, I'll fix the typo because people are flipping out about that. There you go. Your typo has been fixed. Eventually, we'll get into a game. We'll get into a game, and I'll show you right now. I'll show you right now. Again, this is my free-to-play account. This is my free-to-play account, and I think it's level 0 too. Level 0. Yep, this is my level 0 free-to-play account. Only one friend. I tested this not 10 minutes ago, and it was fully unmuted. And everything works. I can talk, I can use voice commands, and I can type in chat. Everything worked. Everything worked. Swap over to this screen so you can actually see it. Hang on, we're joining. We're joining. We're joining. Slowly but surely, we are joining. God, the matchmaking system fucked up this game, come on. Nope, this is a fully free-to-play account. No premium pass, no nothing. No nothing at all. Observe. I can type in chat, and I can use voice chat. My free-to-play account can speak, and I can call for a fucking medic. Fully unmuted. Fully unmuted. I can speak again. We're in business, baby. We've done it. We love the bare minimum. We love to see it.
I mean, it makes sense. The bot prices are definitely bad.
You get the idea. You get the idea. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. Not we. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, alright? I don't know what happened or what got in Valve's head or what specifically they changed. And I know for a fact that not every account is unmuted. I don't know what criteria they use now, but it seems like a pretty significant volume of free-to-play accounts got unmuted. I don't know what the restrictions are now, but now you don't have to spend money in the game to speak. Again, I don't know what the specific restrictions are. But they loosened them, quote-unquote, and like I just put out in my tweet, it is absolutely a step in the right direction. Thank God it's a step in the right direction. Because this bullshit change should have never happened in the first place. It should have never happened in the first place. Valve only did it because they wanted to, because I'll retell the story here. Let me retell the story. Okay, so when the bot crisis was in full swing, you had a whole slew of accounts, all the bots that were spamming various obscenities in game chat. And as we all know, the bot crisis was directly facilitated by the implementation of the casual matchmaking system. Thanks, Jill. But all these bots were spamming various obscenities in game chat. Neato, indeed, very neato. Including, you know, the dreaded N-word, amongst other things. And game journalists were getting very upset. They're getting very angry that bad words were being said in Team Fortress 2. Not getting upset about the fact the game was being quite literally raped by bots and unplayable. No, the straw that broke their fucking back was the bad words being said. That's where it stops with Valve's schmoozing of game journalists. Because if you go and read the pinned document from a former Valve employee outlining all the shit Valve gets up to and how their company actually works, you'll know that Valve, historically, goes out of their way to schmooze and wine and dine gaming journalists in order to, you know, ensure that they stay in a good light, that their PR and the press on them remains good. But no, sir, in the Summer of Love 2020, a bad word, that's where they drew the line. And so you started getting some bad press coming out about TF2 about negative words being spammed in in-game chat. But instead of Valve doing anything about the bots, instead of actually fixing the fucking problem, you know what they did? They muted free-to-play accounts. They fucking muted free-to-plays. You couldn't use text chat, you couldn't use voice chat, you couldn't use in-game voice commands. No, sir. Instead of fucking dealing with the cheating bots, they fuck over the real human players. And this had several consequences. First consequence is that if the free-to-play was muted, their votes for a vote kick could not count. So, this only strengthened the bots because human players could not kick them. Second, it did nothing to stop the chat spam because bots could buy premium accounts for pennies apiece, and the chat spam continued anyway. So this fucking change only served to punish real human players and did fucking nothing to cut down on chat spam or prevent bots from spamming the chat. And it took them 5 fucking years, 5 years, to finally at least slightly roll this back. It took 5 fucking years for Valve to concede on this one fucking error. Like, that's how reluctant game companies are to walk back changes, how reluctant they are to admit fault and failure. 5 fucking years for them to finally do a change like this. And they won't even fully unmute free-to-play accounts. I don't know what the fucking restrictions are on the accounts, because not everyone has been unmuted. Just some free-to-play accounts have been unmuted. I'm getting mixed reports in that some, like, you need a phone. I think you need to verify your account with a cell phone. Then you can speak in the game. That's what I'm being sent right now by multiple people. So, yeah. Seems like they have relaxed the restrictions for certain accounts, whatever that fucking means. Ideally, there should be a complete and total reversion of this bullshit. But, it seems like you no longer need to spend money in order to speak in Team Fortress 2. At least not directly, you may still need a cell phone. We just have to convince the contractor that Meet Your Match was an elaborate glitch, a cosmic ray hit Valve servers and somehow miraculously produced this terrible update. I mean, listen, man, this is something. This is something too. This is something that's worth acknowledging, right? This is something that's worth acknowledging. This shit has been in the game for 5 years, right? It's been in the fucking game for 5 years and did absolutely nothing to cut down on chat spam. People have been complaining about this for 5 years, but not at any wider, grander scale. Only in the past, 1-2 months, we had a petition circulating to get free-to-plays unmuted and my fucking video, because, well, no one else wants to bitch and complain about TF2 because, well, if you complain about TF2, you're not viewed so favorably in the public eye. But no, looks like we do have at least a little bit of influence over what Valve fucking does in this game. Just goes to show, instead of rolling over on our back and showing our belly to Big Daddy Valve, we love you, Valve, you're our friend, if we actually put our fucking foot down and demand for some kind of improvement or change, guess what? They'll fucking do it. If only halfway. Am I allowed to say you're welcome? Can I say that now? I don't take full credit. But I think I deserve a little bit of credit. A little bit. Having the biggest video about this shit, and cluing in more people to how fucking nonsensical it is. Can I say you're welcome for this one? Can I say it? I think I will. You're fucking welcome. I'll say it. I'll say it. You're half welcome, because it's not a full reversion. You're right. I'll say you're half welcome. Because it's not a full reversion, and you also had the wonderful people that put out that petition that was circulating that did get some traction. So and I think that was actually sent to Valve, you know. But people just were not fucking complaining about this, right? Not loud enough. But it took the petition and one big enough video for Valve to like finally acknowledge it and go, yeah, you know, fine, we'll throw you a fucking bone after ruining your fucking game with Meet Your Match. You know, we'll throw you a bone. You know, we will concede that this one thing was an error on our part and, you know, not much else that actually genuinely affects the gameplay. So you know what? I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep making those videos bitching about the casual matchmaking system being fucking broken, because if the more people that speak about it, then maybe Valve will actually do something. God forbid. And it's like, let's think about this for a moment. How much work did it take to loosen the restrictions on these accounts? What, 5 fucking minutes to change a variable in a line of code? Really? Like, oh, it's so much work to fix this game, it would be too much, you can't ask Valve for this, it takes minutes of work! This does prove that bitching is not always a fool's errand, yes. So... yes! Feels good. Bitching works. Complaining about the thing you love and asking for improvements, shocker, might actually get shit done, instead of being complacent with the status quo. Who would have fucking thought? Who would have fucking thought? God, it makes me so mad. Anyways, I got a lot of donations, I'm sorry. Muted in the unmute stream, sorry. The relaxed update. Chad, is this real? Hi, Dad, when are you coming back home with the milk? Let's go. Big news for the poor. You need a verified email and phone to talk in-game. I wonder if that's true. We have nothing directly confirmed yet. Hopefully soon we'll get a direct confirmation as to what's required to speak, but it looks like you no longer have to spend money in-game. That's the main angle, right? That was the main attack vector by which this got done. Because, like I said in my video, no other fucking game does this, man. No other fucking game does this. No other game makes you pay to use any kind of communication feature. None. TF2 is the only one. And it's fucking insane that, like, no one acknowledged that until very recently, including myself. And then finally, once people are like, you know, pointing at that one little weak spot in this entire debacle, then Valve bends the knee and goes, okay, all right, we'll make sure you don't have to spend money on this shit anymore. You know, the Pope did it, I knew it. So now we can make a big push for Quickplay? I mean, yeah, I think we should. I think we should. I will maintain that it is absolutely worth not being friends with the billion-dollar corporation and demanding for them to improve their products and depriving them of your dollars until they actually perform some kind of positive change. That's the clear message here. I mean, again, the message in this is that we do hold some sway over what Valve does with their games. If enough people get on their ass for something we do not like, and it's not that much work for them, it'll be beneficial for us to bitch about it, and then they'll actually fix it. So we keep going. Again, we don't know the exact requirements for what allows for you to speak in game or not. It seems like I'm getting mixed reports on you need a phone number verification, you need an email verification. On my account that I have right here, I didn't need fucking anything. I got an item drop, cool. Whatever. But yeah. I didn't spend a dime on this account, and I'm good to go. I'm fully unmuted on this account, and I didn't spend a dime on it. No, I'm not opening the case. Someone said you need level 1 on your Steam on your profile. Mine's level 0. Mine is level 0, and I can talk in the game just fine. I have 6 hours in the game, so I don't think it's a gameplay limitation. So my suspicion is that it is a phone number or an email verification that is required in order to be able to speak. Yeah, hopefully Shona can figure something out. You know, the thing is, Richter, the reason why he knows what he does is because he heavily looked into the game's leaked source code. That's how he's able to make his videos. I don't think he has access to how this shit works. But I did the test myself. You just need the email and phone. Boom, there you go. There's at least some confirmation right there that you just need an email and phone to speak in game. So an email's not hard to get. If you have internet access, you can make an email. That's not a problem. And if you know how to spoof a number, it's not that hard, but I wouldn't do that. But it does require that you need to have a cell phone, which, I mean, let's face it, a lot of people who are young played TF2, they can't afford a cell phone. But I would say, like, let's run a poll here. I'm actually curious, like, how many of you don't own a cell phone? Like, that's a significantly lower bar to meet in this day and age. But, do you own a phone? Let's just see. I think the overwhelming majority of us do own a cell phone that can support an app by which you can verify your Steam account. So, and I'd imagine that those that do not own a cell phone are either too young or genuinely cannot afford a smartphone. Because, I mean, smartphones are expensive. Well, mine wasn't. This was like $300. Expensive, relatively speaking. But, yeah. So it seems like the overwhelming majority of us who are real human users who have a cell phone, you will be allowed to speak inside of Team Fortress 2, which is fantastic. Great. Thank you, Valve, for doing a bare minimum fucking change to something that should not have happened in the first place. Fantastic. You love to see it. You love to see it. You love to see it. R.I.P. the poor or the children that play TF2. I mean, even those fucking young people. I see fucking 9-year-olds walking around with iPhones, man. I mean, it probably is a financial struggle for people that don't have a fucking smartphone of some kind. You don't need iPhones, man. You don't need iPhones. Voice communication is now available for this account. Does it allow chat messages? It allows everything. You can talk in chat, you can use voice commands, and you can actually use voice chat. You can use everything. You can use everything, which is fucking phenomenal. How mad about this is Reddit or Twitter? I guarantee you someone on Reddit will fucking bitch about this. It's inevitable. Someone on Reddit or on Twitter will fucking bitch that this happened. It'll happen. Just wait. Just you wait. It'll happen. Again, inevitable. It's fucking Reddit after all. I mean, sure, you can get a flip phone, but flip phones don't have app support by which you can verify. You can do text though, right? I don't know if you can do text. I think you have to have the Steam Guard app. Pretty sure you have to have the Steam Guard app. You can't just do a text message. So, we need to mute free-to-plays. It was that way for too long. No, yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. That is, you know what? That is flawless logic. We all got used to not being able to talk in game. We all got used to not being able to call for medic, right? So, I mean, we got so used to eating the fucking mustard cupcakes that, you know what? Fuck it, it has to stay that way. We got used to it, guys. It's actually a bad thing because it was this way for so long. So, I mean, honestly, put it back. I'm uncomfortable now. The game was actually better when free-to-plays couldn't talk. What if new players are used to... Yeah, what if the new players got used to not being able to call for medic? You know, what if they got used to that? What if they're used to having this fucking miserable inconvenience? You know? What if they got used to it? Well, I mean, then therefore the muting was fine. It was okay. Because they got used to it. They got used to the fucking rake shoved in the meat of their thigh. You know? Now, there's no need to pull it out. It's been there for 5 fucking years. You know, a car drove into my house and knocked down my sidewall. There's a giant fucking hole in the side of my house. That hole's been there for 10 years, but I don't need to fix it because it's been there for 10 years. Fuck it, it's okay. Flawless logic. Good logic. Casual mode's been here for so long. It has broken the game for so long. It has made the player experience not but worse in every way possible, but we can't do anything about it. We can't ask for changes because, you know, people are used to it. Some people might actually like casual mode. Nito. Say it with me, Nito. None of this would have had to fucking happen. This stream wouldn't be happening. The muting of the free-to-plays wouldn't have happened if fucking Meet Your Match had never happened. If that fucking trash fire of an update never happened, none of this would have happened before. None of it. Guaranteed. Nito, thanks, Jill. Appreciate that. Fuck you, Valve. Fix your fucking game. This isn't good enough. It's not enough. It's a step in the right direction, but it's not fucking enough. We've like, you know, this is also very important. They gave us an inch. So many people thought that Valve would not give us an inch beyond the bots. So many people thought that the buck stops there. That it's not worth pushing for anything else. But they gave us that fucking inch. They finally eased up a little bit and admitted wrongdoing. Now we can push for more. They finally showed us that they are willing to concede that they fucked up with this game in the past. And they're willing to at least meet us somewhere halfway. Should be the whole way, but they're willing to meet us somewhere to actually make improvements to this fucking game again. So now we can push for more. That's our green light. This is our fucking green light right here. It is. That's our fucking green light. Mute these peasants if they want to talk, just pay. If Valve reverted all changes back to pre-2016, but said this is the last update ever, how would I feel? I don't give a fuck. I don't need hats. I don't need new hats. I don't need new weapons. I don't need new maps. I don't need any new toys to play with. I just want to play the fucking game. And casual mode does not let me play the fucking game. It's very good at connecting me to a server. It's very good at putting me on a map and I can walk around and shoot things. But it's so miserably flawed and broken that you're not getting the real, true, full TF2 experience. You get to shoot things, a little bit, for a few minutes before the fucking round ends after a steamroll because half your team is fucking gone, because at the first instance of a game losing, right, they fucking leave, because they have no incentive to stick around, which we used to have with Quickplay. Because there wasn't a 2-round limit, we had properly functioning auto balance, we had team scrambles and vote scrambles, we had all these things to incentivize players sticking around, but Valve removed all of that because, you know, TF2 had to be competitive. Had to be competitive, had to be an esport. You love to see it, you love it. You know, we love our esports, we love our fucking grind fest. We know we need weeklies, we need dailies in Team Fortress 2. That's what we need, weeklies and dailies. We gotta be like all the rest. Otherwise, if we don't modernize TF2, how will it survive? It's gonna get left behind. Dane. We needed these things, clearly needed them so desperately, otherwise TF2 would have died. Yeah. We got our inch. Hope you're doing well. I just submitted my thesis today. It's like a weight off my chest. Good job, man. Good, you fucking did it. Nicely done. Good work. Nito. Yep, a lot of free-to-plays can talk now. If you have if you have an account verified with a cell phone, you can speak again. So, and I'm doing well, thank you. Much appreciated. So we don't need more fucking toys. We don't need more fucking maps. If Valve reverted Meet Your Match right now, and that was it, I would be the happiest fucking camper on the planet. I would be the happiest fucking camper on the goddamn planet. Because I would get to play the game again. That'd be it. Solarlight tweeted about he's taking credit for it in that massive 4-hour video of his. Yeah, sure. I'll look later because he has me fucking blocked on every account, so I can't look. Actually, I'll check. I'll look. I have an alt on my phone. I'll pull this up real quick. Sometimes complaining works. He says, highly doubt it was my video, but it's pretty funny this got adjusted soon after. There you go. So, there you go. I mean, he's taking some credit. No, it wasn't the petition. It wasn't my video solely focused on it. It was his mentioning of it in the middle of a giant 4-hour wad of a video. That's where he, that's really what Valve listened to, was his 4-hour fucking video. Yeah, I guarantee that was the reason. So humble. Not like I'm any better. Not like I'm any better, but again, I had my more focused fucking video. I've also been complaining about this shit for fucking years. For years I've been complaining about this shit too. If anyone, I should take credit. But I'm not taking all the credit, take some, a little bit. I'll take a little bit. Again, it's a half thank you. I'm at least half welcome. I think Valve should remove casual and make competitive the only option, actually. Well, then the game will die. Is Evangelion that actually good? Yes, Evangelion is actually that good. Yes, it is. It's fantastic. Go watch it. So, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm glad. I am beyond happy that, shit works. Yep, there we go. Bitches on Reddit are complaining. Yay, more racist spam. Here we go. That's all it took, man. Let's go. Hang on, I'm gonna like... There we go, here we go. Reddit already. Yay, more racist spam and bots linking to malware, which does not happen. Bots linking to malware? Really? There's already too many mic spammers. Oh no, there's too many people talking in the game. Oh boy, there'll be so many. Yep, Reddit, like fucking clockwork, is bitching about it. It's so fucking it's so pathetic. Oh my god. Wow, I can't mute people. Wow. So like, here's the thing, man. When you're bitching about this, you went out of your way to manually turn off the chat filters that are on by default when you have your Steam account. You went out of your way to turn these things back on, and now you're bitching about them? Oh, boo fucking who? Turn them back on. Or mute the motherfucker. Like, if someone's annoying in your game, you have the tools at your disposal to turn them off. Use them. Also, yeah, that's fair. These are people that don't actually play the game. That's a very fair observation. Anyone saying these things doesn't actually play Team Fortress 2 if they think this is real. This does not happen. Bots linking malware? Really? Jesus Christ, man. They are indeed subhumans. This is quite the treat. Yeah, exactly. What bots? Like, what bots are spamming malware links? Seriously? Huh? HUD say text time 0, voice enable 0, and you're good. And you're good. How will I know to complain about things I don't like if I have chat filters? Exactly, yeah. If I can't see the things, how do I know when I can complain? How do I know what I can complain if I can't see the things that make me upset? If I'm not going out of my way to put myself into an environment that I dislike, how can I complain about it? Honestly, considering so many people have started playing after Meet Your Match, Valve could use that excuse to not add back Quickplay. I mean, that's the smoke screen that Valve has right now, and I spoke about this on my last stream. I spoke about this on my last stream too, man. This is important. That it's been so long since Meet Your Match came out, and Valve had this very convenient smoke screen that was bots, where you just couldn't play the game anyway, so you couldn't really notice just how bad casual mode was. Because when you were just trying to, because like, Step 1 works. Step 1, casual mode puts you into a server. It does that job acceptably well if you pick the 10 most popular maps. You can leave your spawn, but then beyond that, when the bots were there, you couldn't do much else beyond that. So you couldn't even experience how bad casual mode was. And that was a very effective smokescreen for Valve in that they had no reason to touch casual mode. But now that the bots are gone, people are now, and this is again, this change is indicative of this, people are now slowly, I said this exactly last time on stream, people are now slowly waking up and getting clued in. Oh, fuck. The game is not in a good spot. Casual mode is fucking terrible. Valve muted free-to-plays for no fucking reason. Like, people are finally being aware of this and waking up to it and going, oh, this is actually really bad. And so you're right, in that there's been so many people that have been playing the game for so long in casual mode that they're used to it. But then this goes back to what I said in my mustard cupcake video here on the second channel, that, you know, just because you're used to a bad system, that doesn't justify keeping it in place. And I said this, if you just immediately revert back to fucking Quickplay, all the people who say casual mode's fine, their fucking eyes are gonna be opened like, wow, this is way better. Holy shit. How was I ever playing the game before? And anyone who says Quickplay is bad, go play on my servers. zestyjesus.com/servers. I run the Quickplay rule set. Just play on there for a play session. Just have a single play session on my servers and actually get to play the fucking video game. Instead of having to deal with pointless round limits, constantly uneven teams, slot reservations fucking over game balance, constant, incessant requeuing, pointless wait times that do nothing to improve game balance because those were originally implemented to ensure everyone logs in and there's a fun and fair and even game at the start of the round, you know? We have vote scrambles, we have team scrambles, we have functioning auto balance, we have a healthy map rotation. You can actually play the video game on my servers. It doesn't have to be mine. Whenever someone says casual mode's fine, just point them in the direction of a server that runs the Quickplay rule set, and they will immediately realize that, wow, casual mode fucking sucks. That's what has to come next. That's fucking next. Focus on getting Valve's eyeballs on fucking casual mode and just start complaining about it. Fucking fix this shit. It has no reason to be as bad as it is. None. None. And it's not that much work to put it back. It's like 5 or 6 toggles that Valve needs to change, and then the game functions as it did with Quickplay. It's an afternoon's worth of work. You can keep all the fucking doors and badges and shit. Just put back the features. Seriously. Any community server is better than casual mode. Seriously, any community server is better than casual mode. 100%. Are you ever going to accept you won? Anyone who actually plays this game knows you're right about the changes Valve made. You're winning, dude, don't stop. I have no intentions of stopping because I have my autistic fixation on this game too much. I love it too much. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not. But why is it better? Go watch my You Will Not Play video. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Just watch the section titled TF2 is broken. Just go watch that, and you will have a full and complete understanding as to why casual mode is miserably broken. Yes, it's like 40 minutes of your time, but I outline everything wrong. Every little piece that is fucked with casual mode. That's all you have to look at. Not the 4 hours, 40 minutes. That's it. And you'll know. And also it helps to look at the section where I talk about Quickplay. because that goes over all the freedoms and features that we used to have, but I mention those also in that section. But you don't have to watch the whole video. You don't. It's worth watching the whole video because you get a full story of how Valve fucked this game as they were chasing the TF2 esport in this half-assed, miserable attempt to appease the competitive scene and grow TF2 into their third big esport. It's a good story, one that every fan of TF2 should know and have in their back pocket, so I recommend that video. So, there you go. No, I mean, I have said this before. The chasing competitive play, chasing esports, did all of this damage to TF2. All of it. The broken matchmaking system, the untouched competitive mode, the bots caused by the matchmaking system, or facilitated by the matchmaking system. All of this was directly influenced by the rising up of esports, for which Team Fortress 2 was not made to be an esport. Started playing myself after Meet Your Match. I tried competitive and casual maybe 3 times in total and hated it. Never touched them again. Are your servers? Yeah, of course my servers are free. Like, you don't have to pay to play on my TF2 servers. Just look them up in the server browser. Yeah, just look. No, you don't have to pay on. If you're having to pay to play on a community server, you don't have to do that. That's fucked up. I hope you're not paying to play somewhere. No, my TF2 servers are free. You just joined them. Why are you so mean to me? It's the mustard cupcake is here. Oh, God. You love to see it. Because, yeah, listen, man. Listen, Mr. Mustard Cupcake. You are an analogy that I manifested in order to prove a point in my video. That's why you are. That's why you're despised. You were literally built to be hated. You were literally built to be despised. Because, like, mustard cupcake, the concept of a mustard cupcake is foul. So yeah, to clarify one more time for people who've come in, free-to-play accounts can talk again, but it seems like you still need the mobile authenticator and an email address verification in order to speak. You don't have to pay any money, but you need those 2 things to speak using your account, and you can have voice chat, text chat, and voice commands. You don't have to pay money to speak in TF2 anymore, which is fucking fantastic. Valve needs to get rid of those obnoxious doors and that hypnotic badge. I mean, I agree. Those are things that just should have never been added. Ever. The shitty shutter doors and the badge. But, like, if you genuinely want to ease the transition over into a quick play system, you know, you have to keep the facade. Otherwise, people are gonna get really upset like they did with Meet Your Match, right? You can keep the doors, you can keep your fucking stim badge, you can keep your pointless ranks. Those are only based off your playtime anyway. But just put back the functionality of quick play. That's all I ask for. Can I react to the Mafia 10th class on the workshop? I don't care. It's just VIP mode. I don't care about VIP mode. VIP mode is not appropriate for Team Fortress 2. It was specifically excluded as a game mode by Valve because of its flaws. And all these people did is just make another VIP game mode without addressing any of those flaws and put it on the workshop. And now for some reason people think that it's just going to be okay, that it's going to work fine. No, it's going to have all the same flaws that Valve acknowledged years ago, decades ago. And I hope Valve doesn't put it in the game. It looks cool. Sure, it looks cool. I'm sure it's well made and polished, but it's not going to be a game mode that's appropriate for Team Fortress 2. It really should just be something for community servers, and that's it. If you enjoy playing it, that's fine, but it should not be in the official game. It should not. Because ultimately what's going to happen is that if it gets added, it's just going to get slapped into alternative game modes, and then it's going to die. No one's going to fucking play it. It's just going to be more bloat for the game that no one cares about. Because I think I speak for most people, we don't care about new maps. Maps don't mean anything anymore when we get 30 of them a year. Same for unusual effects. These don't mean anything anymore when we get 100 of them a year. What's the fucking point? They just add nothing but bloat to the game. There are only a few gourmands out there who like mustard cupcakes. Most just want to convince other gourmands that mustard cupcakes are good. Oh, God. No, yeah, Valve originally had a VIP game mode, but then they realized that having a human player be the objective is not a good idea, and that's why they made Payload. Because when you have a human player acting as the objective, that opens up the floodgates to a whole bunch of messes, man. It opens up the doors for griefing, it opens up the doors for, if you get a low-skilled player in there, it sucks too, because it's like a luck of the draw, where you have one person that effectively gets it at random. If that player fucking sucks and your team is good, or vice versa, then that just guarantees a loss. If you have an inert object that anyone can interact with, no matter the skill level, then that evens the playing field and makes for a much more enjoyable game mode. That's why Valve went with Payload. The new VIP game mode does nothing to address those problems because it is still the player behaving as the objective. It's not appropriate for the base game. It's not. For community servers, fine. If you enjoy these things, go for it, but it just should not be in vanilla TF2. TF2 fans have always been dedicated to undo the very decisions that made TF2 good in the first place. Yeah, let's add back frustrating items in game modes that were specifically reworked to be better. No, yeah, that is something. I mean, Richter, you know why they did it. It's for a fucking paycheck, man. You know why? It's for a fucking paycheck. They're hoping that VIP gets added and it becomes the next big hit game mode like Versus Saxton Hale, so they can keep getting more Versus Saxton Hale maps at it because they get fucking thousands of dollars when those maps get put in the game. This isn't some valiant effort to, give us something genuine and cool. It's for a fucking paycheck, first and foremost. Not to knock on the quality of the work, but that's the primary motivation. Through and through. I dropped TF2 a couple of months back. Are the bots? No, the bots are gone. Bots are gone, and they unmuted free-to-plays. So you can, well, they unmuted free-to-plays with cell phone verification and an email. So, again, listen, it's cool. The mob boss is cool, yes, and the voice acting is cool. It all looks cool. It's neat and novel, but it's not appropriate for the base game. It's not. It should not be added into Team Fortress 2 officially. It should be kept exclusively on community servers. Also, I don't even know how well it would function with the shitty matchmaking system. The matchmaking system shouldn't be the bar that a game mode has to meet in order for it to be appropriate, but with the matchmaking system, I don't even know if it would work that well. So, Crasher and Carrier have the same problems as well. The good thing about that is that it's basically glorified Capture the Flag, where you still get to be a class. You still get to shoot and attack, but then all of the other same problems come in where, and also with VIP, you have custom balancing and a new class in order to make it work, which is just not appropriate. It throws off the balancing in TF2, which is not a good idea. But with Carrier and Crasher, all the same problems still exist, where it's highly dependent on the skill of the player who acquired the power-up and then progressing the point forward. It's easily just thrown into the wind, because you have oh, fucking, I'm gonna fuck around and be like a fan of War Scout with the thing that makes me giant, and okay, that guarantees a loss. And because that one person has exclusive control over the objective and no one else can touch it, and when they die, it gets completely reset, which is worse than Capture the Flag, because at least with Capture the Flag is dropped and someone else can pick it up and the progress can continue. Anyone can pick it up, right? Anyone can pick it up and anyone can defend it. With fucking VIP, it just immediately resets all the progress. That fucking sucks. No. I would assume that if you are unmuted, now your votes in-game votes do count. I'm assuming that's the case. I would hope that's the case. I would certainly hope that's the case, but I don't know for sure. You can certainly hope so. Why can't grenades work in TF2 and Demo Man exist? Because envision every class spamming grenades all the time. That would fucking suck. And each of them having different power-ups, it would just be, spam would just get worse. Mobster be a good meet the parody? Yeah, sure, that's fine. Again, it's cool, it looks cool, but it's not for TF2. Lastly, CS2 is slowly facing the same neglect as TF2. Yes, it is. But for some reason, YouTubers complain about the game's state, but still spend thousands of dollars on case openings. No, yeah, I mean, that's Counter-Strike is very rapidly falling into that hole of neglect, which is very frustrating because the game is earning Valve billions of dollars, and they only keep leaning more and more into the gambling and into the monetization instead of actual gameplay improvements. Instead of, putting all the content that Counter-Strike once had back into the fucking game before it got moved over to Source 2. That's not a priority, but no, here you go, 500 new skins and 6 new cases to open, printing billions of dollars for Valve, and that's all people fucking care about. Most people, at least in the content creation scene for Counter-Strike, really only seem to care about the gambling, or really only care about the items. And you're basically, and from what I've seen, you're effectively a pariah in the Counter-Strike scene if you actually point out the flaws with the game itself. People just attack you. I'm happy to see that more people are speaking about it, and more people are getting riled up about Valve's treatment of Counter-Strike in more recent years. And hopefully that discontent continues to grow and yield more improvements. If anything, all fucking Counter-Strike players have to do, because they print Valve billions of dollars. Like, if they even loosely coordinated and bitched at Valve for something, they would do it, because the last thing they want to do is piss off their biggest player base. Like, really? That is the most popular game on Steam consistently, and is their biggest moneymaker consistently, other than Steam itself. So they just have to rock the boat a little bit, but they just never do. Because most people are obviously content with the fucking gambling. It's all the people need. So, unfortunate. Dota 2 has been idling at like 500,000 players for a while now. I think it kind of fluctuates to like a little bit above or a little bit below. I mean, Dota 2, I'm sure, has its own problems. I'm not really well informed on what's going on with Dota. I'm not super knowledgeable on Dota. No, yeah, and they dismissed the classic offensive mod, which is hilarious. For those of you that don't know, there was this mod called Counter-Strike Classic Offensive that was greenlit on Steam, or it was one of the first things that was greenlit on Steam for Steam's Greenlight program, where you can actually get a mod or something on Steam. And it basically was, Valve gave the okay for this mod, and then they got a DMCA, last week? They got a fucking DMCA saying, no, sorry, we're not actually going to let you do this almost a decade later that these guys have been working on it. Fucking hilarious. Valve, who makes shitloads of money off of people doing the work for them in terms of the creation of hats and skins and what have you, when it comes to mods, they'll happily fuck you over if they decide to, which is hilarious. And people still somehow fillet Valve at every chance they get when they are equally as terrible of a company as any other. The only difference is they have really, really good PR. And they have the perfect smokescreen that is Steam, which is a really good service, which does shine a really good light on them. But as a game developer, ooh, they are a horrible company. Not any better than others. Not any better than others. My issue with the update is already how vague it is. It relaxes restrictions for certain accounts because, of course, Valve can't be straight. No, yeah, because, Valve, they use that language, right? They say relaxed, right? Because if they say revert or give any kind of specifics, then that would be Valve directly admitting some kind of wrongdoing, which no game developer likes to do. And I spoke about this on last stream as well. No game developer likes openly admitting to any kind of fault or any kind of mistake that they've done. For whatever fucking reason, they just don't. When the quicker they do it, the quicker they admit to a fault, the quicker they admit to fucking up and then fixing it, that just makes people happy, right? That just makes people happy to admit that you fucked up and then fix whatever you fucked up. But no, they double down and leave it that way. And then if they eventually go back and make some kind of adjustment to the thing they fucked up, they use vague language or other kind of vagaries to kind of cover up. Like, we know we fucked up. We're not really going to admit to it, so we don't piss people off. It's corpo speak. It's corpo speak. Discern, deflect, and they very conveniently put this as the last change in this patch, even though it's arguably the most important thing that's happened to this game since the bots got removed. It's actually probably the most important thing that's happened to Team Fortress 2 in the last 5 years, other than the bots getting removed. The bots getting removed and relaxing the restrictions on free-to-play accounts are the two most important things that have happened in Team Fortress 2 in 5 fucking years. And that's actually sad to think about. This one tiny change is the most important and most influential change that this game has experienced in half a decade. Other than bots getting removed. And it's like, and again, to say this again, it's not even the bare minimum, it's below the bare minimum, because they are only part way fixing their own fuck up. It's not adding anything new, they're only putting something back that they took away from us. They took this away, and they're now reluctantly giving it only part of the way back. Is Eric Smith one of TF2's original active devs? Share the blame with Jill on TF2's current state? We don't know the full picture. I mean, the only person whose name we know is attached to Meet Your Match is Jill, because they were the PR guy, they were the front runner, they were the one that was, running the Steam threads and what have you. But there was absolutely other people working on this update. 100%, we just don't know who. Ultimately, it's Valve to blame, right? It's Valve to blame, period. But we just say Jill because Jill was the main guy. Deadlock got a huge update a few days ago, so Valve is putting all their resources there. Well, yeah, no shit. The game has great art, if nothing else. I mean, I don't care. It seems like Deadlock is this amalgamation of random designs thrown together into a completely unbefitting physical space, where it's like a ragtag bunch of shit slapped together. Like, even Overwatch kind of had this connecting theme of, like, future tech, with, like, all, like, oh, this guy's a cyborg, and this guy's a cyborg ninja, and this guy's a full cyborg, and this is, like, a cyborg monkey. And this is a chick with like a portal in her chest that lets her teleport. Like, at least that had some kind of tying theme to it. But like Deadlock's artwork is this, it's a clusterfuck of random shit all thrown together. And also, yeah, that's AI for you. Because you had Valve developers who are working on Deadlock admitting to using AI for their ideas, for their character designs. This is true. This is 100% true. I also looked at this on Steam. And if you don't believe me, I'll pull up the fucking video again. It's not gonna load, but I don't need to look, because this is in Russian. But to give you a translation again, so, AI, friend or foe for concept artists. Listen, when it first appeared, I remember being seriously shocked for 2 weeks or so because I realized that this could be the future. You know, these people who, like, laughed on ArtStation that it's just drawing 5 fingers, like, look at how AI can't draw hands. I understood that it's just a question of time. Essentially, we're already seeing it now, that AI can even do videos where people have normal fingers. And I'll fast forward this a little bit. But so you're using it in your work. For references, yes, I have used Stable Diffusion, but it didn't grow on me. I think it's more fitting for some illustrations or some sort of illustration-like concepts where you need the quality of the final render, but I still need something different, so I'm mostly swaying towards Midjourney. So, you have the creatives at Valve who are incapable of coming up with ideas for a fucking game. They have to use AI to draw them ideas. They're not doing like iterative sketch work. They're not drawing out and hashing out concepts or ideas. They're having AI do it for them. That's why Deadlock looks the way it does. It's a random amalgamation of characters that AI spat out, and they're throwing it into a big fucking bowl of fuck. That's what it is. There's no creativity with AI. Because they're having a computer generate the ideas for them. It's like you have like a vague idea. It's like, I want a blue monkey man with a gun and big muscles, and then there you go, they'll spit out the concept for you, right? Like, the creatives working at Valve aren't even being creative. And then, to go even further, but you're using AI of your own volition, right? It's not like anyone's forcing you to do it, and the guy says, no, it's my own choice. I began experimenting with it and realized that, it's impossible to create coherent designs with neural networks, so I began trying to just, give me some shoes like this, give me some guns like this. Again, they can't even draw a fucking gun. They can't even go through the iterative process of designing a gun or shoes. They have to have AI do it for them. Valve is no better than any other company. None. They're all doing the same shit. Here's your proof right here. This is an interview with a Valve employee. I'll put the link in the chat. I've timestamped this part of the interview. It's all in Russian, mind you, so you'll have to do some translation, but that is the translation I was reading to you right now. They are using AI to work on Deadlock. Like, it's not even up for debate. They just are. You're making it sound like it's Valve, but isn't it just one dude? If one guy is using AI at Valve, you know for a fact, fucking fact that multiple people are using AI. Guaranteed. I just posted my source in the chat right there. That is an interview with someone that's working on Deadlock, that works for Valve. It is so fucking sad. To be fair, Valve's not been a game developer since, 2009. They stopped making games over 10 years ago. They fired all of their creative talent around 2013, and when they wanted to start making a new game with new ideas, then they had to rehire back on a whole bunch of fucking artists that use AI for concepts in order to crank out a new game. So, there you go. Yeah, Half-Life Alyx looks good, but all of the visuals and the characters and how the world looks, that was already all designed 20 years ago, right? They didn't really have to make anything new. They already knew how everything needed to look and how everything needed to behave. Some new stuff was put in, don't get me wrong, but the majority of the ideas and the fleshing out of how the world looks and how the world behaves, that was already done. But when it comes to creating something from scratch, which Deadlock is, AI. Thanks for, Richter sent me his tweet. Thanks for Valve taking steps to unmute free-to-plays in TF2. Many players would like to see you look into changing matchmaking next. Casual frustrated us in 2016 and frustrates us still. If TF2 is to be let off into the sunset, it would be great to see it reworked and or reverted. Yes. Now we go there. That is our next step. Focus on getting casual mode fixed, which is reverting it back to Quickplay, or reverting Quickplay. Reverting it to Quickplay. That is our next step. Simple as that. That is what everyone should be pushing for next. Who gives a fuck about maps? Who gives a fuck about hats? Make the game playable. Because what's the point of adding all this new shit if you can't even play the game in an enjoyable manner? Oh, sorry, I mean relaxing it back to Quickplay. I forgot. Yes, they have to relax the matchmaking system and put it back to Quickplay. I apologize. I have to use softer language so it doesn't upset people. I do apologize. New MVM balance changes on the way. We have heard you. Oh, Lord. Ah, God. I still remember when Valve supported almost every mod out there and were pro-consumer good times. Wonder what this means for CS Legacy and other mods. I think that is a very indicative sign of how Valve now looks at mods and how Valve now looks at the modding scene, right? Valve now looks at it with contempt. They now look at it as competition or something that could jeopardize their revenue, like any other big developer like Nintendo, for example. They now view these things as threats to their intellectual property, even though they gave these things the green light many years ago. And of course, even the things like their software development kits being released, they still have full and legal control over things that are being created in the software development kit. They still technically own everything you do with it, right? You know, you can't make money off of these mods when you upload them to Steam, and if you try to make money off of them outside of Steam, they will fucking kill you. Not literally, but they will nuke you from orbit. So that's just as much control that Valve is willing to give us with these software development kits. Right? They still want legal control over their intellectual property, but that's as far as they're willing to go. They view us, and if they can't control the mods, if they don't have full control over what you're using to make those mods, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Counter-Strike Classic was not, were they, I think they were using the software development kit. I'm pretty sure they were. I think they built that from the ground up using that, so I don't know why they got shut down. What do you think is going to happen to Steam and all these games after Gaben going to give the power to someone else? Valve has no reason to go public. They have full control over their company and they print billions. I really don't see their current systems changing anytime soon. Gabe's hands off. He's the figurehead of the company. He's working on brain interfaces while taking Ozempic. He doesn't have a hand in the day-to-day at Valve, All of his underlings do the work for him. He's enjoying his billions in his golden years, This is one step closer to creating a better experience for newcomers. I think the next best thing is to remove the least played maps to save space. I mean, yeah, thinning the map pool is a good idea, but that's like let's not even concern ourselves with the maps if we can't even access them via the matchmaking system. Like, let's really concern ourselves with the vehicle by which we get placed into a game and how it functions. Because again, hats and all that shit comes second, but if we can't even play the game properly, that's the biggest fucking problem. Focus on improving casual mode by just reverting it back to quick play in some capacity. Again, that should be our primary focus. Moving forward. Plain and simple. Quick play is indeed the most important. That should be our next step. Simple as. Yeah, the poll is still going, but you get the idea. 90% of you have a cell phone, and that is the requirement for being able to have your account unlocked and being able to speak. I don't think my tweet will be seen, but you never know. Power of the ask. Richter, I'll retweet your shit later. Don't worry. I will retweet it. Let's do it now on my phone, actually. I don't like opening my Twitter up on stream because I follow a lot of artists and I don't want to accidentally flashbang you with a giant pair of tits. So I will take the safer option and open it up on my phone and retweet it from there. Oh my god, I have like a million notifications, Jesus. Hang on, Richter, I got you covered. I got you covered. Actually, I'll do a proper quote tweet on this. How's that? Let's do a proper quote tweet on this. Now we could. Valve finally showed us they're willing to give us an inch. Now we can push for a mile and ask for genuine gameplay improvements for a system that has been broken for nearly 10 years. I think that's good enough. That's pretty good. We'll do that. That's an acceptable tweet. Please check war paints. No, I really don't. I'm not in the mood to review items on stream right now. I'm riding the high of a genuinely positive change coming for Team Fortress 2 right now. Hell yeah. I need to take a shower after reading chat. What do you mean? Did you sweat? That's unfortunate. Does reading things make you sweat? Only if it's bad news, I guess. Only if it's bad news, I suppose. Does Valve earn that much from their tech? No, fuck no. You think the Steam Deck earns them as much as their games do? Fuck no. One of the organizers of Unmute Free-to-Plays, thanks for signing, and great content. Today should mark a month since the letter got delivered. I mean, you guys fucking got your foot in the door, and I just amplified it. So, not the petition directly, but the Unmute Free-to-Plays thing. So, again, just goes to show that when you bitch at Valve, they'll do shit. They'll actually do shit. So we have you guys to thank too. The guys who did the unmute free-to-play petition and all that. You guys need to be thanked too. You guys, you had your contribution. You guys did your part. You guys did the right thing, so good on you, and we all thank you for it. Like, phenomenal. Round of applause for the unmute free-to-play guys who worked that out. Good shit on y'all. Good shit on y'all. Round of applause. Post some Gregnance and thanks, guys. Post some Gregnance and thanks for the unmute free-to-play guys. Show them some love like how we do here, my little chudlings. Hit him with the Gregnant. Come on. You can do it. Or the strawberry, pick your poison. Or the clapping emoji, whatever. Your favorite emoji, go for it. Doesn't fucking matter. just whatever you prefer. Fuck it. That'll work. That'll work. We thank you, Unmute Free-to-Play team. You are wonderful individuals. If I were in your town, I'd buy you a beer. Assuming you're old enough to drink. Is that a fire truck? This is a fucking fire truck. Alright. In-game, nobody's talking about the reversion. I mean, honestly, kind of as it should be. Like, this should... I mean, it's good that it's a hype thing, like, we're excited about this, right? But it's also just Valve giving us something back that they took away completely unnecessarily. Like, it should just be as it always has been. You know, people can talk again. We can actually freely communicate. Call for a fucking medic. Like, I'm happy that I can play on my alt again and actually call for a fucking medic. That makes me happy. Because I had to go back and use a different alt that wasn't free to play so I could actually play the game not on my main. So... No, yeah, free-to-play is being unmuted should have been done. It should have been done long ago, right? Yeah, and the fanfare is like, yeah, the fanfare is surrounding that. Hurrah, they actually did something. If I had to pick a company to take on TF2 and start updating it and working on it, I don't know, man. I have no, like, it's like picking the least of the evils to do anything. Which of my figurines is my favorite? I really don't want to get up and get it. But if I had to pick one... I like all the Samus Figma that I have. All those are pretty cool. All the four Samus Figma that I have. All the different ones. But no, I don't trust any game company. I really don't to handle. Like, I don't trust any new modern game dev. Like, I'd much rather trust an indie dev of some kind to handle TF2 than I would any major AAA developer. Because the indie dev has had yet to live long enough to see themselves become the villain and would probably do the best job. You get the right amount of passionate people working on it, you could probably get some amazing things done. Do you believe that these small, relatively easy-to-do changes are indicative of some sort of contract or still in place? No, yeah, Joshy still works at Valve. Like, all of these changes, like let's be perfectly clear here. No employee is regularly looking at TF2. Not even working on it, regularly looking at TF2. The people doing most of the work on TF2 right now is us. All of these changes are all from GitHub, from community contributors. Valve isn't even working on the game. These are all fixes that are being plugged in by a contractor. So even the contractor isn't doing this work explicitly. It's people that are it's other people inside the player base that are contributing these things. And to be fair, that's nothing new. That's like the main advantage of Valve releasing the software development kit for all of their games, is because for years, they offloaded the creation of content onto their player bases. Hats, maps, skins, unusual effects, taunts, what have you. So why not offload the game development and upkeep as well? It's a no-brainer. All this work is being done for them for free. They don't have to pay anybody to do this. And they have the largest free workforce available, and it's their own fans. Doing everything for them. All they need is one guy to plug everything in. And that's the contractor they have right now, whose name is Joshy. So... if it were to come down to a reversion of Quickplay, or a reversion to Quickplay, someone at Valve would have to go in and do the work. It's not something the community can just do for them, because all of the commands are in the game. They just have to change the toggles to make the game function like Quickplay again. Someone at Valve will have to do it. No, yeah, the contractor is obviously not only working on TF2, they're working on a bunch of other stuff, right? They're like, TF2 is like a blip on their radar. They're being tasked with so many other... That's why they weren't even hired to work on TF2. They were originally hired, correct me if I'm wrong, to work on Steam Deck related projects back in 2020. They weren't hired to work on TF2 specifically. TF2 is like a side gig for them that they probably asked Valve to work on in their spare time, you know? Which is even worse when you think about it. That's just sad that one of Valve's most beloved and popular IPs has been offloaded to a single contractor. Yeah, Richter said, you know, they were hired for being a Linux wizard, and because Steam Deck runs on Linux, that's a no-brainer. So there you go. Winix Lizard. That's a good Steam alias. Use that in the future if you want. That one's for free. Any other Steam alias recommendation you gotta pay me for. It's a joke. Say what we do works and we get Quickplay back. What happens when player numbers continue to drop? Or let's assume they will for now. What then? I mean, the number one thing that prevents the game from growing right now is the miserable initial player experience. TF2 is a good game. You don't need to do much else to get people to stick around other than making the initial hurdles non-existent. One of them was being muted as a brand new player. That just sucks. Not being able to engage with the most basic features of gameplay like calling for a medic sucks. That was a big hurdle. Now that's mostly removed. Then we have other big hurdles, like the matchmaking system, which guarantees that when you actually get into a game, it sucks consistently and is not fun. Then another really big hurdle that's worth a video in of itself that I am working on, I have like half a script for it, is that the game tells new players nothing. The tutorial is awful. It teaches you basic information for 4 out of the 9 classes and nothing else. Doesn't teach you basics of gameplay, doesn't give you any information beyond those 4 classes, including some that are very complex, tells you nothing, right? And then on top of that, we have all of the item unlocks, someone mentioned that in chat too, that the game tells you nothing about. So like, a player comes in, they get an item drop, it's like, what the fuck is this gun? The game tells them nothing about it other than what's in that text. And it's all trial by fire, and if they're not willing to overcome that learning curve, which is incredibly steep, with that 0 information, guess what they're gonna do? They're just gonna leave. TF2's player retention, for those reasons, has always been fucking horrible. Like, when the game went free to play, you can go back and look at historical player curves. You know, the data are still out there. When you go back and look at when the game went free to play, the player numbers basically quintupled for a good time, and then they slowly stagnated to around 80 to 90,000 players consistently. And of course, a good chunk of that are bots that came in to start farming the game for items and therefore metal and therefore money. But the game never really grew. The game's player numbers were always very flat because TF2, even since launch, was a very unwelcoming game. It's a very complex game, and Valve just didn't do anything to ease a new player's transition into the game itself. And there are so many things they could have done over the years, and they just never did it. And I talk about this a little bit in my Meet Your Match video, but they had so many opportunities to give new players more information or ease their transition into the game itself, and they just never did that. They just kept giving us new ways to gamble, new toys to play with, and beyond that, it's for new players, you know, fuck you, good luck. Like everyone here, right? Everyone in this fucking chat right now, I assume you've played Team Fortress 2. All of you remember your first, 5 hours in this game. You remember how fucking brutal it was engaging with this game for the first time. And how awful that was. You're just getting your shit kicked in constantly. You have no idea what's going on. The game tells you fucking nothing. You pick the spy because he looks cool, and then you try to shoot somebody and you just fucking die. And then you pick Sniper, like, yeah, Sniper's a good one. I'll just click on heads, and then you just get fucking backstabbed all the time. And then you pick Heavy because, like, oh, a minigun must be easy to use, but you're fat and slow. You know nothing about positioning. You just get rolled over by the entire enemy team. The initial player experience, especially for the first, like, say 50 hours, and by 50 or 100 hours, you're only just basically getting a grasp on the concepts of gameplay and how to move and shoot. That is rough. It's really, really rough for new players, right? And that's just the game, right? That's not even considering all of the shit that makes it worse, like the game giving you, like, even if you had all of the information for gameplay, and even if you had a basic list of stuff, right, a basic understanding of how to play TF2, you would still struggle really hard to get a grasp on the mechanics and how to move and shoot and how to play, right? But in the absence of that, it just makes it worse. And again, Valve had all these opportunities to introduce these things, but they just never did. And like, those are things that Valve could still very easily address, and that is what is absolutely needed to make TF2 grow. It's what TF2 always needed to make it grow. It didn't need fucking hats. It didn't need the barrier for entry removed by making it free to play. All that did was basically guarantee a constant ebb and flow of new players in and new players out, because player retention has always been a problem for TF2. Always, always, always. Always. Because the initial player experience is fucking miserable. So, that's what Valve needs to do, and what Valve always needed to do to make TF2 grow. Plain and simple. How would I make the new TF2 tutorial? I am planning to make an entire video about that. And it's gonna be fun. I have a different video that I'm making right now that's gonna hopefully be out pretty quickly. It's not gonna be too intensive of a video. It's probably gonna be like 30 to 45 minutes long. So that, I hope, will be out sometime the next month or two. Then I'm gonna reorient myself and go back to hammering on casual and quick play and the initial player experience stuff. So I wanted to take a break about talking about the game itself in a video. I wanted to do something slightly different. It's still TF2 related, don't get me wrong. So like that's a little hint for the next video that's coming out. It's not exactly TF2 centric, but it's still focuses on the overarching name of Team Fortress 2. That's a hint for you. So my booby character will teach us how to use demo. I mean, I have a model. I have a 3D model. I could ask someone to animate her to teach you how to play Demo Man. It could be done. It could be done. You got like $500 I could use. You got $500 I could use to commission someone to do that. Oh, Lord. All right, let's see here. Richter says to look at the replies on his tweet. I will do so right now. I have a nagging suspicion there's a lot of sourpusses saying casual mode's fine. So let's see what they're saying. Casual mode as a system is better and more modern, so getting rid of it would suck, which is just not true. Quick play isn't returning, since compared to any other complaint, it's something that would take more than a simple afternoon, and we know Valve ain't putting in that much effort. Besides, if matchmaking was as bad as 2016, sure, but as now, it's fine. Of course, I mean, Richter, these are all the same people that I've seen playing defense for Valve for years. Like, you're focusing on a small minority here. Everyone else that I'm seeing reply is basically an acceptance of it. These two characters have been playing defense for Valve and have had a massive hate boner for me for a long fucking time. So, you're at, there's no surprises or shocks with those responses. Petition for my OC to teach us how to play Demo Man. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I'm not doing that, I'm sorry. Should make another food review? I could. I mean, I'll still do impromptu. 180 hours in, would have quit if not for my friend. I mean, that's the TF2 experience, man. It is. Not that it'll ever happen, but Valve could learn a lot from Digital Extremes. They handle Warframe very well, potentially. Only got TF2 Premium because Valve muted us free-to-plays. No, yeah, I think everyone who did that deserves a refund of that initial purchase. Because if you just bought something just so you could talk, Valve should give you your fucking money back, because that's bullshit. Everyone who fucking paid something in order to speak in Team Fortress 2 should be allowed to send in a support ticket and get that initial purchase back. because fuck you. I shouldn't have had to have paid to speak in this game. Eat shit, Valve. Staying free to play was never worth it to begin with. I think it was good that it lowered the barrier for entry so more people could easily come in, but it was not worth it if you are looking at it from a an aesthetic standpoint and like a gameplay bloat standpoint, and really those two things. Like I think a more nuanced argument could be put out into a video about how it wasn't a good thing that TF2 went free to play. But there's also some positives that came from it, right? It's not black and white for free to play. It's you have good and bad with a game going free to play. So also to reiterate once again, free to play accounts who have the mobile authentication and have an email verification, those are the accounts that can speak in Team Fortress 2. That's what Valve did. It seems like that's what Valve did. I've yet to see a perfect 100% confirmation, but based on what people have been telling me and what people have been testing, that's what you need to speak. You no longer have to speak, you no longer have to pay money to speak in TF2. So, which is great. What is this fucking shit? Oh, I had a fucking my fucking likes playlist, Mug Blooded American was playing. Hold on, let me put on something that will not get me copyright striked here. Why did it just play anyway? Fuck you. Give me a different playlist. What do I have? That'll do. I love root beer. That total side thing. I fucking love root beer. If I had to pick a soda, it'd be root beer. Please stop looking me in my eyes. It's too personal. Looking at you. I guess that's it. I guess that's the hype for today. That's the hype. That Valve did something good. Hooray. Valve did something good. Okay, bye. I don't know. We'll chill for a few more minutes before I have to go. I got like 20 minutes before I gotta dip out. So 20 minutes of whatever the fuck we want to talk about. Power of the ask, indeed. Power of the ask. What root beer brand? I like IBC. IBC has always been a consistent favorite for me. Pump the new Yay track. I'd rather not have this VOD get nuked from orbit, thank you. My Blue Archive, my whale spender? No, I spent $20 on Blue Archive once, and that wasn't worth it. And then I spent one more time. I bought the choice ticket so I could get Shun, because I was tired of waiting for her to get it from my normal rolls. But like other than that, I've spent like $30 on the game, and that's it. There's like, it's pointless. You get enough shit for free in Blue Archive that you don't have to spend money. So. Should I go into a heavier medic? Well, that's entirely your choice. I'm not picking for you. Does YouTube make you enough money to live life on it full time? No, this is not my job. Like, this full clarification, YouTube is not my job. I would have to crank out probably 2 or 3 videos a month that get a reasonable amount of views in order to have a reasonably livable income. And that's just not possible. It's not possible with the kind of videos I like to make. Not possible with the kind of videos I like to make. And also, it's just not the kind of work ethic I have when it comes to this thing. I'd like, if this isn't my job. And if I treat it as my job, then it sucks. It's a grind and I fucking hate it. So. I've been pushing for this. Would I be willing to do Synthetic Man's Chudcast? What is that? I don't know what that is. Synthetic Man's Chudcast. He might need to be contacted, would probably be willing. He'd be a perfect guest. I'll do my research to see what that is. Based on the name, it sounds a little bit like a honeypot. So I'll do my due diligence and look into it. I don't think they would care for having a TF2 guy. Like that kind of podcast seems like it's for a broader audience of like big streamer. That's what a lot of these podcasts are, right? I don't know about this one specifically, but a lot of these podcasts want to bring in like bigger, larger guests with more general audiences, but they're not gonna bring a niche TF2 guy onto their damn podcast. I don't think it's a good idea. You know, like they're not gonna bring, like, if they brought me on, people go, who the fuck is this guy? And then that episode would get like 2 views. So, probably not a good idea. Yes, I did mention that I'm starting my own podcast soon. We just have not had an opportunity to sit down and record. So, expect that at some point in the near future. We just haven't got on it. We will. Me and Turkey Tom ever talked behind the scenes? Nah, not really. I got to meet him in person. He's a nice guy, but other than that, I mean, nah, we don't talk. Here's another rant. Rockstar Games, like Valve, is treated like a god in gaming. They introduced GTA Plus, a subscription, the horrific trilogy remaster, but poof, GTA 6 trailer and all is forgiven. No, I mean, yeah, that's the typical MO for game developers, is they do a bunch of shady shit and then they jingle some keys in their fans' faces, and all is well again. All is well again. All is well once again. Once you jangle some keys. Will I invite some TF2 workshoppers who want to be on the podcast? I mean, I don't know. I just don't know yet. I don't know if this is going to be like a strict cast all the time, or if it's going to be something where we have guests on. We need to see how well we synchronize and how well we work together doing this kind of thing first before we even consider bringing on a guest. I feel like if you launch into guests too soon and you don't have a good energy between the main cast of it, then it kind of quickly falls to shit. Because like if you're not good conversationalists among yourselves, then a guest is not going to help with that. So. Nintendo is an over 100-year-old. That's a yes. Just wish consumers in general would be less reactionary buying because of hype and would be more cautious and patient. No, yeah. I mean, the internet is fueled off of hype, man. I mean, like social media and, you know, instant reactionary web like platforms like Twitter very much fuel these kinds of hype waves. And it just tends to work in these companies' favor. So, you're 100% correct. Complained about bots, they went away. Complained about free-to-play chat restrictions, they went away. Billions must ask. Yeah, I mean, if you like, we shouldn't have to ask, right? We shouldn't have to ask for these things. But you know, it's some bullshit. It is. It's bullshit. It should not have to be this way. It just shouldn't. If I wanted to guess, would I prefer them to find them myself or if they come to you? If we do guests, I don't know. I don't even know if it's like, I feel like it would be more appropriate for the podcast to reach out to the guest rather than a guest like inquiring like, hey, can we come on? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the right way around is here. I just don't think I care. Yeah, squeaky wheel gets the grease. You make the wheel squeak loud enough, it'll get the grease. That's just true. Yep, 100%. That's how it is. The SDK being out there, what would I like to see made out of the carcass of TF2? I just like the game. I would like a version of the game that is just vanilla TF2, but remove all of the cosmetics and shit, and like half the maps that we don't need, and then I can just go play the game because the game is fun. That's what I want. That's the TF2 experience that I want. I just want the fucking game without all the garbage thrown in there. That's all I want. Like TF2 Gold Rush, which is a mod that's being worked on that will bring back the 2008-2009 TF2 experience. It's gonna be great. Playing casual mode has made me so damn jaded I have to re-queue 7 to 10 times before I get into a sort of balanced match. I often know the signs once I'm in. It's actually made me regress into madness flash games. No, yeah, dude, yeah, casual mode's bad. And again, take this guy's, let this guy lead by example, right? Let this guy lead by example and just start venting your frustrations more. Start venting your frustrations more with how the game functions. Like Richter just said, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, so we gotta make it squeak. Make it fucking squeak, that's all you have to do. Let that guy lead by example. So Wheezy tweeted this. He said, I think TF2 would be heavily improved by re-implementing team switching, auto-scramble, vote scramble, much longer round timers. Community servers run these features more often than not, and they're viewed in near ubiquitous benefits. I think it's worth considering. I mean, again, we have another concession that casual mode would be better if it just functioned like Quickplay. Right? I mean, and like, it's good. Like, thank God more YouTubers are like, yeah, let's fix this shit. No, like, and thing is, like, and like, that's okay. Like, bring back Quickplay, but don't call it Quickplay, so all of the people who have the anti-Quickplay sentiment won't bitch about it. Because, like, it's still casual mode, still looks like casual mode, but it's like slipping some sugar into the medicine to make it go down, you know? To make it like, oh, wow, this is actually better, even though they still think they're taking Robitussin or something. You're like, wow, this is a lot better. That's what needs to be done. It is still functionally Quickplay, but, you know, you can still call it casual mode. I don't care. I don't care what nail polish it has on it. I just want it to function properly. Again, yeah, you can call it whatever the fuck you want. Call it casual 2.0. I don't give a shit. Just make it function like Quickplay. That's it. You know? And of course, in order to facilitate what Wheezy desires, which is being able to team switch and have scrambles, that requires, at a fundamental level, the removal of the matchmaking system. Because those features are completely antithetical to how a matchmaking system works. You cannot have slot reservations. You cannot have a skill-based matchmaking system building teams at the start of the round. Because if you're trying to put people into a game that's already going on via ad hoc connection, you can't team switch into slots that are being reserved. You can't scramble teams with slots that are being reserved by a matchmaking system. You have to put the game back to how it was. You have to put back the team selection screen, which would signify the removal of the matchmaking system, and then the game would just work. Because that's what the game was built to function with. That's what the game was built to function with, was the team selection screen. I said this last stream. TF2 was designed to function without a matchmaking system, and did so beautifully for 8 fucking years. It didn't need it. It was designed to not need it. And it played beautifully. And the moment they put one in, it went to shit. Shocker. And when you try to take features from Quickplay, from the ad hoc based system, and put that in casual mode, it breaks it more. Because these things are incompatible with a skill-based matchmaking system. So just put back Quickplay. That's it. Simple. It's all that needs to happen. For the Zess Animation Fund. Oh god. I shouldn't do that. I think I get commissions, but I think commissioning an animation would be yeah, I think that'd be a new foray into a place I don't want to go just yet. The only thing matchmaking should be done is for completely empty servers. No, yeah, like it's seeding all of the players, right? But the thing is, like, dude, the Ninja, that's still not matchmaking. That's just trying to find a server that's in need of players, which Quickplay already did, right? you're still funneled into the server via the team selection screen, right? You don't need a matchmaking system for that. You just need the game coordinator to put people in the servers, which is what Quickplay did, right? You know what I mean? And then because you have longer round timers, servers aren't resetting every 5 fucking minutes, so there wouldn't be a need for teams to be constantly built from the ground up every 5 fucking minutes, because servers would just get full and then stay full for long periods of time, only needing, 3 or 4 people every so often put back in once people come and go because they're done playing. Or because the map changes after 45 minutes and then more people get put in. It is just a better system. It is. It's so frustrating. It's so fucking frustrating. It is just a better system and made the gameplay better. And it's so obvious, but it's just, nope. Don't understand why servers restart themselves when the same map is about to be played, because that's a fundamental requirement for a skill-based matchmaking system. A new game can't just start. You have to completely cycle the system, because you have to get the skill ranks in there, right? You have to get the skill, the skill rank has to go up, and then the game's allowed to reset, right? You can't just have it move on into the next game, because that is a fundamental requirement for a skill-based matchmaking system, even if the same map is selected. Because we just so desperately needed that modernization for TF2. The game had to be modern. You'd love to see it. But skill-based matchmaking works so well in TF2, it's not worked since day one. Game balance is a complete crapshoot in TF2. Anyone who has touched casual mode knows that game balance is awful, consistently awful. It's pure luck that you get put into a game that is well balanced. And then, sorry, you only get to enjoy that for 1 fucking round or half a game. And then, sorry, the server resets, and it's back to the races to find your next balanced game in the pile of unbalanced games. It's great. You love to see it. It sucks. You're trolling? I don't care. It still allowed me to talk about this more and prove the point further. Honest thoughts on sprays, bring them back. We have a toggle. Put sprays back, we can turn them, we have a toggle for these things. If you don't want to see them, you can turn them off. Just like we have with fucking decals. Put sprays back, I don't give a fuck. Sprays were fine. Sprays are fine, like decals are fine if you can turn them off if you want to. Tyler McVideo made a video 3 minutes ago about a Quickplay update. He says Quickplay will be added, but only after the community throws Girardi on Rick May statue 1,000 times. Funny. Why don't they have a join an ongoing match button at MVM, but not for casual mode? It basically does that already. Yeah, sprays are disabled entirely in casual mode in Valve servers, and it's been that way for a long time. Because Valve texture files are a very easy, they're very easily exploitable, and people could, fuck with game servers by kind of injecting cheats or injecting shit in into those images. But instead of Valve fixing these vulnerabilities, they just turned off sprays. And then when a fan of the playground complained that people were hiding cheese pizza in sprays, they were turned off by default, and every time you reset your game, it deletes all of the cached sprays. That's why your game takes so long to close after you hit the power button. It wasn't always that way. The game would just turn off really quickly, but now it has to delete all of the sprays that it collects in your cache and delete them before it turns off. So, spam retweeting Wheezy in your retweets. Hope more people realize they can just ask. We've been frustrated by the system for a long time. Can we get some relief? No harm in asking. No, yeah, there is no fucking harm in asking. I'm tired of shitbox places like Reddit saying that we should not ask Valve for genuine improvements to the game because of bullshit made-up reasons by people that don't actually play the game. So, anyways, I gotta go. My voice is tired. I've been fucking talking nonstop for almost 2 hours, so thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Go enjoy your ability to speak in-game, if you're one of the many accounts that can now speak in-game, it is fantastic. If you want notifications for when I go live, join the Discord, linked in the description below. You can't talk in there, but you get notifications for when I go live and when I upload or other dumb bullshit, so join that. Check out my TF2 servers, zestyjesus.com. We fucking did it. We finally got Valve to bend the knee a little bit. They gave us that inch. We can take that fucking mile. Bitch at Valve to fix their shit, and they will do it. That's our proof right here. Stay frosty. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to stream again tomorrow and play Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, so I'll see y'all there.